Hi there guys, just a quick video here. Over the past 15 years I've been working as a welder. I first started out doing MIG welding and I moved on from MIG welding and I do TIG welding, and I've got my own machine in my workshop here. Well, workshop, shed I should call it. And what it is, over the past 15 years I've been working as a welder. Everyone calls this an earth. And what it is, it's basically to complete, when you're welding you need it to complete the circuit. So you hook this onto your welding table and then your current will flow, basically, returns a current. Well, everyone calls it an earth, and it's not an earth because the output terminals on a welder, they're completely isolated from the mains. So the output welder, essentially the output is floating. So there's no connection to the mains earth whatsoever. Now let's say it was, let's say this is a setup for TIG welding, so your TIG torch is negative and your work is positive, and for TIG welding you have it that way round because more heat's generated on the positive side of an electrical arc, so you want the heat to go onto your workpiece. So let's say you had a TIG welder and it was just for TIG welding, and they earthed the output to the mains earth coming through this lead, which is a power lead on a 16 amp circuit feeding the welder. Now this bench is connected to the mains earth, so let's say this was clamped on underneath or on the side, wherever you had your workpiece on, and you accidentally knocked it off. But your welding current's still going to flow because it's going to get its reference through the mains and it's going to come back through the cable to the machine. Now this goes up to 160 amp, and if you try to pull 160 amp through the cable feeding the welder and the cable feeding the socket in the workshop, it's going to melt the cables. So for that reason the outputs are always floating. So it's not an earth or a ground, because in other countries they call it a ground. Over here we call it an earth. It's not an earth, it's a current return. So we basically completes the circuit. And the other reason is as well, this machine can be used as a stick welder. And for stick welding, basically this will come out, and then what you can put in then is you put your stick welding rod in and you switch it over to MMA, manual metal arc, which is a technical term for stick welding. So if I was to touch that on there it would arc up. I'm not going to because I've got no gloves or welding mask on at the moment, so switch that back onto TIG and you can take that out. But commonly TIG welding, like I said, you have your work positive and your electrode negative. Stick welding, you generally have your bench negative and this positive, because more heat's generated on the positive, you want to melt your filler material quicker. So what you do is you put that there to your stick welding, and the end of the so that's your return for your stick welding now. So that will now clamp onto the bench, and that there is now your stick welding output power. So you swapped them round. So that's why it's not an earth or a ground. And to prove it, I've got a test meter on continuity, and the bench is earthed. But I'm going to test it through an extension cord. So if I get a contact in there, I place it on there, no continuity. If I touch it to a screw on the side of the machine, I get continuity. But there's nothing there. Continuity there, nothing. That should be earthed as well, yeah. The same goes for the there, no continuity. So the outputs are floating, completely isolated from the mains and completely isolated from the mains earth. So, right, I think that wraps it up.